Yes, my man.
Yes, my bro.
What's going on?
Boy, I tell you, you're a famous guy.
Appreciate that, man.
I saw from the from even before you start any business. And I tell you this, you're an inspiration.
Appreciate that, man.
Even to myself, because I saw this video of you, and it's one of the, what you call it now, it's one of the decision maker. When I saw what you were doing,
Thank you.
it make it easy. I said, okay, my people are there. You know, people when I say my people understand
I get you.
the way we move, you understand? So it's easier now to relate.
Yes.
So when I actually finally get to meet, I'm like, wow. But I'll do a full session interview. We'll talk.
I'm here to talk, man.
Yeah, man, because I'm really proud of what you're doing.
Thank you.
I saw when you was building this whole thing before there wasn't even any of these.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was,
right.
Yeah.
Nothing cares.
Exactly. It was just the space.
Yeah.
And you were talking about the painting.
Yeah.
You were talking.
He was watching.
Yeah, you were talking. But what's his name again? That guy, he was the one I was watching, and he came here.
It was E.
E.
Guy called E that interview.
E.
Yeah, no, what you said, I know you're his
Yes,
for real.
because you were talking about the painting and explain the reason why you use those paintings and how much it meant to you and you know what the establishment. And when I heard fish and chips, I'm like, wow, that's different. Because everyone running to doing this fish and chip, you kept it original.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And
Our version of fish and chips.
I understand.
Our version.
I understand.
Yeah. Our version.
Yes. It's our version of
Our
chip and
version.
chip. Our version of chip and
Yeah,
chip.
man.
So definitely we'll talk and then we'll come back and do this properly. Yeah?
Yes, man.
Captain what?
Yow.
Oh, it is.
I'll tell you something, like at the moment that beetroot one,
It's good, isn't it?
it is good, and I don't really like beetroot.
Sugar cane.
Yes, that was the same.
I don't
Sugar
like-
cane, lime leaf.
Never like.
I don't like beetroot.
That beetroot.
And the other one, this one. I
This
think
video, everything, this is a conversation.
Know what you're doing for the day. Head out. Normally, I have like the stuff has to come in at a certain time in order to prep for the day.
Yeah.
Cut the table.
Yeah.
Make sure the fish. What stock I need to do.
Yeah.
If I go out and get ready. So it's a lot. I've learned a lot about myself in the space of 15 months. I've grown a lot of like in terms of just my abilities to
It's a
think
lot of
outside.
frustration as well.
Man, some days it's like shit could just not work.
Yeah.
Like, you wake up, there's no lights in the house. What do? So you gotta try and work around it, like and think outside of the box. You get to the shop, someone tells you, we need this, we need that. So constantly you're just thinking about a whole bag of different things that get put together. And juggling like say family life.
Yeah.
So it's not easy.
So
Sometimes it's a serious thing, and at the time because I've jumped into just the business aspect of it, I had to learn a lot in a short space of time.
Yes.
Because my thing is, people will tax you out here if you don't know what you're doing.
They said they use their mind.
Yeah.
You know?
Like even the other day, we had I think it was the municipal assembly came here and he asked me for my certificate for my staff. That's it. I had everything. So there was, you know, when that man was looking for.
Yeah.
But it's like everything.
Yeah.
I might not realize the language, but I can read body language.
Yeah.
Because that's the environment I've grown up.
They're speaking it up.
Yeah.
It's just like the police.
Yeah.
Sometimes. And they're talking to you, then they say, then they go, let me see your driver's license.
Yeah.
Because straight away they expect you not to know.
Doctor, yeah.
They give you attitude.
Yeah.
As soon as you give them the driver's license,
It's no problem. It's no problem.
if they're looking,
It's no problem.
then you give them back the license.
Yeah.
And then you say,
Go on.
Go on.
So how do you cope as a businessman? You're England. You're from England, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I find it quite insulting
Yeah.
when I'm here, and the minute I start speaking, the money's going up. Right? I find that because we're both got the same kind of skin, and I've said that to them
I've
before.
always had an issue with
You
that
know, they said
myself.
to me, "Oh, you're taking, you're mocking me, man." I said, "Me."
So the
I
rolling
said,
prices.
I
The rolling prices.
speak, and I have to pay a different price to you. Yet you're smiling and you're telling me,
I mean-
"Welcome," but yet I'm still
No, I get it.
reminded
I
on
get
a
it.
daily basis that I'm different to
Different
you. How do you cope with that?
I think for myself is I've learned to accept culturally that we're all black but we're different. And those differences, especially when you kind of have to put your business mind on, I can't let it become personal. So I just have to ignore it and just work out what I need to work out.
Yeah.
So it's certain things happen like that. And there you go.
right. Once again, you're into TazTv unedited here in Ghana. Wow. And one of the reasons why this interview is different, because for me personally, this brother here that you see sit on my right is one of my motivator, as I said, to speak. When I was in the UK, thinking, should I not? So he was one of many that I actually was watching on YouTube and watching his video, and the way he was confident, because I don't know anything about Ghana apart from certain history, and we've been taken from here. That's it. But to see this brother make a move like he did and set up a business like this, for me it gave me that confidence to say yes. Then the brethren is here. I heard the accent. I'm like, okay, he's one of us. So now, if he could do it, let me see what he's saying. Then when he start talking about this business, anyway, I'm not gonna say too much. I'll let him speak. Clinton.
Yes.
Is it Bill Clinton I heard us?
No, it's just Clinton. just Clinton.
Just Clinton.
Yeah, I don't want to attach the bill to it.
No Bill.
No bill. No bill.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I'll go with president.
Yeah. Or President Clinton.
Yeah. No bill.
Ah. Yeah, man. And and I must say this. You're one of the person that definitely inspire a lot of people. You might not realize.
Sure.
But I could speak for myself, and there was like a group of us that was watching and sharing videos, and we saw, your video was one of the ones that came up, and with that guy,
E, he was the first person to interview me.
Yeah, and even him is an inspiration for me.
Yeah, 100%.
Personally, because I saw his story and his the ex-girl. I don't know if they still together or not, but that situation with him was, because we used to watch him and follow him wherever.
I was in the same boat as well. I think for me, I remember specifically I was in the UK, and I think how social media works nowadays is that you can find a lot of information off there. I think sometimes the way social media is, rather than even watching TV, you might find yourself watching more YouTube videos tailored to what you specifically want to watch. And that kind of gave me a lot of encouragement from a lot of the YouTubers that was here in Ghana, and showing their different journeys and ways that they was trying to figure out how to navigate in this system in Ghana here. So initially it kind of gave me some form of understanding of how I wanted to operate and how I wanted to do things differently. I first came to Ghana was in February 2020.
2020.
First time I come to Ghana.
That was in February. That was just before lockdown. Because I remember I was in Spain when the lockdown happened. That was in March.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, I was in Spain, I just entered back the UK lockdown.
Yeah. So the same thing happened to us as well. So we literally, alright. So just a background. I had a little boy in 2019, my son, and I became a lot more consciously aware of the type of father that I actually wanted to be. I wanted to be a person that kind of was a rounded person in terms of information as he growed older that I could give to him. So I realized that I started to read a lot. I started to become a lot more consciously aware of who I am and what my purpose is as a black man. I started to just read about Marcus Garvey and his whole movement, the whole UNIA movement, W.D. Du Bois, NAACP, all of that. I kind of took that on board and just tried to figure out Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad.
You were just searching.
Oh, I was just trying to search out about knowledge of self.
Yeah.
Like, and how me as a person in the situation that I was in the UK, empowering myself and like learning about yourself. Sometimes it's like when you don't have strong, say, role models around you to guide you, you have to look for information to kind of fill yourself up. And I always look at life like knowledge is power, but knowledge is only power once applied.
Yes, true.
So we can know everything, But if we're not doing what we know, it doesn't make sense, bro.
Yeah.
So when I realized about like that our history as black people, where we've come from, Africa being like the birthplace of civilization, for me it was just like, I need to go and see what this place is all about. I went to Africa before, but I went to South Africa.
Okay.
I've been there, and I was just on a vacation. Beautiful place. A lot different to.
It's different. Completely.
Yeah, completely different.
But South Africa is more modern, isn't it?
Yeah,
More
the
built up.
infrastructure's just.
It's different.
It's different.
Because some people, we know South Africa as we see these kids suffering the Mandela era, all of that. But a lot of people don't realize how developed South Africa is.
This is how. So I went in 2012. I went with a girlfriend at the time, and when we went on the British Airways flight, we was the only black people on the plane.
Really?
Bro, everybody was white.
Wow.
So I was like, right, is man really going to Africa? Like, no, even know what I'm trying to say, because I've never been before. So I'm looking around, we're looking around, and we're the only black people on the plane going to South Africa. So we're thinking, what's going on? And then when we got there and you see the infrastructure, we went to Cape Town. Brother, it's different.
Crazy,
man. We went to Tabletop Mountain. But I'm just trying to say, infrastructure-wise, of what they've done there as a country, it was just, I just couldn't believe it was actually in Africa. But then when I came back and people was like, that's not really Africa, bro. Like, you went to Africa light. So I was like, what are you talking about? You need to go to the west, the Ghana and the east, the whole Kenya and Burkina Faso. Like, Africa's not just one place. So then, obviously, time went on, met with my partner. My partner's half Ghanaian. So she kept on telling me for ages, we need to go to Ghana, you'll love it. She's been multiple times before me. Always kind of just fogged it off, like, nah, it's not really my thing. I'm cool in the UK. Like, I go Caribbean back and forth. I'm all right.
You can't imagine.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you know what's funny? Sometimes I think for us as even black people, like the detachment sometimes between the Caribbean and Africa is large. You could talk to a lot of my Caribbean friends, and a lot of them don't know nothing about Africa, you know. Like, you say Africa, I grew up in the Jets, I'm an 80s baby. So I grew up in the era where certain man was even scared to say they was African. Do you know what I'm saying? Man might have a very strong African name, like his name is Olu, but he'll say his name's Tyrone. Because no one wanted that attachment.
That wasn't the trend.
You know what I'm saying? It's only now through like music, a wider understanding, social media.
Man, proud now.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I decided to come in February 2020. We came, it was just like we left the kids at home and we came on a business trip. And it was me, my wife and my brother. And literally, as soon as we came to Ghana, it was just like, we just started hitting up different places. We was everywhere. We was going to like real estate agents. We was going to different like business people, just trying to connect. Because we only had a short space of time, it was a week. And then my brother was, as he was moving around, my brother was looking and he was like, right, look at the buildings. Like, there's a lot of building going on here, infrastructure. I can see this is, in the next couple of years, this is gonna be a very developed place. So he was adamant, we need to plant a seed. He just kept on saying that, bro, we gotta plant a seed, we gotta plant a seed. So I was like, what, how are you gonna plant a seed in a week, innit? Like, come on. So then we came here to Osu, and he saw this place, and it was literally an empty building, nothing on top. The place was just empty, just had a sign on there for rent. And then he was like, let's contact this man. Contacted the man, and then the guy, like, it was a back and forth business going on, and then we finally met him, and then he was like, nah, bro, we gotta plant the seed. And we just invested it. We got the place, and then within the week that we was here. And then we was planning to come back maybe in March and then start work on what ideas or projects that we wanted to do. And then COVID happened, bro. Like you said, COVID hit us hard, man. So we secured the place, and then we went back in February, and then March COVID happened, and then borders got shut.
What was it actually going to your mind at this point?
You know what? Sometimes when I look back on things, a lot of the time, so I'm a God-fearing man in a sense where I believe God works things out how it should be. And in hindsight, maybe we wasn't prepared enough to come back the time where we fought. So he gave us that time to work out what specifically our processes and everything that we had in place. So because the borders were shut for about 7 to 8 months, because they didn't open till the 1st of September in Ghana here, it gave us enough time when it was in the UK to work out what our process was for fish and chips. So literally every weekend, brother, we was cooking fish and chips for that 8 months that we was in the UK.
So you say you was actually practicing?
Bro, practicing every weekend. Every weekend that God raised from Saturday to Sunday, we was cooking fish and chips. I remember we was living in Watford at the time, and we was cooking fish and chips every weekend. We bought a small mini commercial fryer, and we was getting the Morris Pipers from the supermarket. And you got to realize, them times there, it was difficult to move around because everything was shut down.
Yeah.
So even when we went to Billinggates Market in East London, the line that we had to stay in,
Wow.
Bro, and we was coming from Watford, so we weren't even local. We drove all the way from Watford. And Billinggate opens from what? Like 4, 5 in the morning to about 8 in the morning, so you forget that. Yeah. And we was in the line waiting before we actually get in. But that's how much determined. So we bought our cod, we bought our haddock from there, bought some crab and a few other things that we was experimenting with. Bring them up to the house, and the whole weekend we just be cooking. Bare about our different type of baking soda, just mixing up, trying to get it right.
But why fish and chips though?
It's mad because when we came here and we were sitting in Star Bites, the guy was like, at first it was like we was thinking of doing like a fishmonger place, like going getting fish from the local fish people them, and then setting up like how we have a nice, you come in, you choose your fish you want, and sell it. So we was trying to be that middle person, but then the guy was like a guy, well not a guide, but a guy that we was with at the time called Noble. He was explaining to us that sometimes it's like how things work out here is like processes of fish. If you go to most of the fish market, it's the women that control that market. So maybe you should do something around food. So it was like, we was in Star Bites in airport. I won't forget it. And he was just like, maybe you should think about food. So I was like, yeah. He's like, have you ever thought of fish and chips? And it was just like, right, fish and chips, yeah? And then we was like, did a little research the night, and we was just like, there's no fish and chip shop in Ghana here. And we was like, why? And I'm like, we've been around enough to see that there's a lot of expats that's been there for X amount of years. So, right, this might be a little gap in the market. Let's see. So when we went back, did a little bit more research and realized that, nah, they don't have no versions of fish and chips out here. So we said, you know what, in life, yeah, you just have to take a risk, you know.
Yeah, of course.
And we decided to say, yeah, let's work this out, work out our process in terms of how we do fish and chips, and then take it. And I think for us, what clarified it to us is that the area that I was living in Watford, we had lovely neighbours that we had, two ladies, and they we did like a whole kind of come dine with me. So they invited a few of their friends that we've never met before, and there was about 10 of them in the yard with their kids. And then we brought food over to them, and then they tested it, and then they phoned us over to come back, and they gave us all scorecards. All of it was 10, 10, 10.
Whoa.
The food's nice, the food's sweet.
Yeah.
So then for us it was like, we got
Yes.
like it gave us that clarification to say, we've got something here.
Yeah.
So that gave us a real confidence. So then it was just a matter of like shutting down things that, because in the UK I was a gas engineer. So I did that for about like 10, 15 years. I was in the gas game. So this is a complete different transition from
way outside.
Bro, a complete different transition from what I was doing before, which since being here, it takes a lot to adjust. Ghana's interesting.
I was gonna get to that because I mean, transition from a gas engineer to a fish and chip. Having your own business here. I mean, Ghana. What's Ghana been like for you? What's your experience?
Initially, I'll be honest. If I'm 100% honest with you, I struggled in the beginning, and I think that's because a lot of the time I had the Western mindset, and you have to go through a lot to understand that this system is completely different to what you've experienced before. Like, for instance, certain things I didn't have to think about light when I'm in the UK. If you didn't have no light, it just means you never had money in your meter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I never had to think about not having water. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's certain things.
It's just natural.
Yeah,
It's normal.
bro, I don't have to think about infrastructure when you're in UK. So even when people ask me, like, how's it been? In the beginning, I really struggled. And things with like time, like, because of the environment that I was in, you kind of realize how important time is, especially as a gas engineer. You're phoning the customer ahead of time to say I'm on my way.
Yes, to make
you
sure,
fix a job within a certain time, then you move on to the next job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Time is an important thing to
Very,
me.
very.
Even to this day, I'm still very
you
time
have to,
conscious.
yeah.
But at the same time, here, nah, brother.
They won't
Time,
relax with time,
time is not of the essence out here. Don't get me wrong. I've realized sometimes what we shouldn't do in Ghana is put everybody into one bucket.
Yeah.
Because at a certain time I have come across individuals that I've worked with. Like, I got a masonry guy that come and did the platform for where I did my poly tank. This guy, I phoned him 6 in the morning. He was here, brother. By midday, he finished.
They wake up early.
Bro,
early.
he came from far as well.
Yeah.
Maybe as far as Kasawa. Man came, built the platform for man. By the time lunchtime, he was done. So I can't say everybody is like that.
True.
But you do get a vast majority of people that don't appreciate time.
Frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah, very frustrating. Very frustrating. But these are part of the things that you have to go through in order to survive out here in Ghana. And it's not easy. And sometimes it's how you do it. Thank God that I've got a good woman.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, but
Yes,
I've got, my missus is strong.
Yeah.
So sometimes where I'm not strong, where I'm not weak, she's strong.
She give you that hope.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
vision.
bro.
When you start to lose focus. I mean, Ghana will make you lose focus. Bro,
100%.
I mean, what would you say was your biggest struggle? Where you struggle with being here? Like,
I think it's just, sometimes it's the communication, like the understanding between us and the people. I think for me, sometimes it's like the perception of we're all black, but we're different.
Yeah.
So sometimes the mindset of the people is different, and you have to be mindful of that in a sense where, because they hear I've got an English accent, sometimes they think money's just flowing out of me. I mean, that's the reality, but they just feel like I've got a money tree back home.
Yes.
So at a certain time, the whole thing about prices, what I get quote, the local man won't get quote that. And that's frustrating for me, and it's hurtful.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, we're all one people in it, and the fact that what I've been through, even to get back here, I feel as though we should be embraced a lot more, especially if I'm not coming to like live off the people. I've come to create opportunities for people. I've got workers here. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Why is it because I've come from a certain place or I sound a certain way, automatically everything becomes a lot more expensive for me?
Yeah.
And that kind of was a very it's still something I'm not got to grips with. I'm not gonna lie. So certain things I have to safeguard myself. Like if I go somewhere, I might have to go somewhere with a local man, and if I need something, he might have to speak on my behalf before I speak. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. It's funny how you say that, yeah. Because me and Sis was talking yesterday, and I can play you that video. You know what? I'm gonna actually. You see exactly where Clinton just said, yeah. I'm gonna actually put that clip and hear what Sister said yesterday. It's like he was talking to her. She said the exact. She have to be so. One of her biggest struggle is to go out and constantly be reminded that you're outside. Like,
yeah, no, of course, man. It's funny. It's like it's like an emplacement, like where you want to call here your home, and I still call here my home. But at the same time, it's just sometimes the people don't really understand like where I'm coming from and what it is. It's like sometimes the perception of, you come from the UK, so it's just easy. You just come here, you put a shop together, and it's just easy for you. Bruv, this ain't easy.
It is not.
This is not easy.
It's not.
And I've not come from I don't want the perception of people thinking, I've not come from a rich family, bro. My family is not rich, bro. I come from council housing.
Yes.
I'm a regular guy from North London, Tottenham.
Yeah.
It's just that I've just got a grit to try and make something out of nothing and just try to build something for my family.
Yes.
And that's my main motivation, trying to build something for my family. But there's not like a massive money tree, and it's just, like I said, it's difficult. I could go Mokala Market. I remember when I first went there, and like I didn't go there too overdressed on a normal thing. Bruv, like I went there with one of my girls there that live with us, and I'm walking ahead, must have asked for something. Little something, it must have been something like a packet of tissues or something like that. For me, it's 20 CDs, but if my daughter asks, it's 10. How? Why?
See?
Why? Why?
It's
Why? Like, I don't...
And the thing is, in every areas, especially the official areas, it's like you get it hard.
Yeah.
Because there's no mercy when it comes to, like, you know, the money.
Yeah, sure.
You know, people don't have mercy. They they see you as, like I said, you have it.
Yeah, no. I think so obviously for me, it's like once you get past that point and then you realize, okay, this is the way it is, so how am I gonna so I always try to have a growth mindset on things rather than it being stagnant. And if there's a problem, I always look at a problem of how can I go around this problem rather than complaining about it. Because if this is what the setup is, it's not just gonna be me alone to just try and change it, and it just takes a lot of people to come and change it. And that's why sometimes I feel like when I did that interview with E, my mindset was more, the revolution will be televised.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Even
yeah.
what you're doing right now,
Yeah.
it's televising a different revolution. And sometimes you got to look long term in the sense where the more people that can see, regardless of whether Africa has its issues, you can still kind of carve out a good life for yourself.
Yeah, something for
if you're smart about it.
Yeah.
And it's also connecting with the right people. Because I realized that I've kind of created a bit of my own tribe out here, in the sense where I have certain man for certain things in it. Even just to have a conversation with. I've got expat friends, and I've got Ghanaian friends that are on the same mindset as me. Because mindset is the key thing.
Yes, it does.
If someone's not on the same mindset of you and
problems.
Yeah, and then they see you as like even in the shop here, a lot of the time they call me, rather than they call me daddy.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot.
Yeah, that's what they do. They call you daddy, and they're not just calling you daddy because you're their boss, you know. You're really daddy, you know. Like in a sense where if they have a situation, they're coming to you like a child. And you have to deal with it like a dad. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So sometimes you have to be mindful of that. Like if they have a situation with their child out there, or for something like it could be even school fees, bro, and they can't send their kids to school because you're in the position that you're in and you're hiring them. Sometimes, depending on your relationship with them, they might ask you, this is my situation, are you able to help? And that's when you have to be smart in terms of doing enough, but not doing too much.
Not doing too much.
So,
balance.
Yeah, real balance, bro. It's a real balance.
Yeah.
It's real balance. Because at the same time, everybody needs help in this life, bro.
Yeah, of course.
So it's not like, I don't want to help you because whatever, you're always begging. Sometimes just giving someone a little help where you can is necessary, but it's not going overboard with it, and every time they feel that you can just help them in every situation. So I've learned a lot in terms of people management out here. You really got to know, like, read body language. Sometimes people could be tricking you into certain things. I've heard certain people about I haven't been down the land situation yet.
I just about it's like you're reading my mind.
I've heard a lot of people get unlucky with
some horror story.
I saw one the other day and I was like, what? Bruv, like some people put down big money on land and not even know whose land register it is, or
I have a virgin who buy a piece of land, then him have the paper for the land, and somebody turn up with paper.
Yeah.
But that guy is the actual legit guy. He's the actual, but him have the same paper. It's only because of history. And they know that it was his land. But my virgin are the same. But the mad thing with it is my virgin fence around the land. Right? So he got back his money for the land. But the fence in the black work and all that, he lost that. And that was like thousands of pounds.
Yeah, no, of course, man.
You know what I mean?
I've heard a lot of horror stories. And
my question I always say, because I know in Jamaica there's no way the things that I see happen here in Ghana.
You can't get away with it. You can't get away with it.
Listen,
someone dead, shit.
There's no way a man can sell a land twice.
No,
never.
Yeah, that's a madness. Yeah, that's crazy.
You understand?
Yeah,
even if you try it,
Yeah.
Even if you try it,
Yeah.
you're finished. You're dead. Man.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah.
Once you get
literally.
found out, even the
literally.
people,
Yeah,
the
literally.
people finish you.
Yeah, literally.
But here, it's like they do it, and it's like they. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of horror stories with regards to it. I haven't gone down that route myself.
Yeah.
I'm still currently renting that myself,
Yes.
but with the plan eventually to purchase land.
Yes.
I think for myself, when we first made the decision to come here, my thing was all about how do I sustain being here?
Yes.
Because you need some form of capital to have money coming in. Because if I'm leaving the UK and my setup might not be like people, I might not have a yard in the UK to rent out.
Yeah.
So what would be my form of income? So my first mindset was business. I
Yes.
have to do business out here. I have to find something that can bring me some form of income so I can stay.
Yeah.
And then I'll worry about land and that afterwards. Because I've seen people sometimes I always say to people, when you come to Ghana, don't come through Christmas time, unless you're coming for enjoyment. If you come through Christmas time, you're just going to get enjoyment, and sometimes that might give you a false perception of what you think Ghana is. Like, it's just fun. And I've had brethren that come out here Christmas time, they're on the pound, and it's just fun.
Yeah.
You wild for that 2-3 weeks, whatever,
Yeah.
then you go back, you forget about it. Come when it's quiet and nothing's going on, and really look around. And I always say look around that as much as buildings are complete out here, look at as many that ain't complete.
This morning, my brother was talking about it.
That will give you a clear indication that building out here is not easy.
It's not easy.
Just as much as you see complete buildings, there's loads of incomplete buildings, bro.
And the longer you keep that building like that,
Bro,
price going up, you can't finish it.
Bro,
It's almost impossible.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the rate of inflation that we're going through right now, cement's going up.
Yeah.
You get me? Bag of cement's going up crazy. So if you've not secured yourself in the terms of finances enough, you start building. If it takes too long or you have problems with the contractor and it delays, then a year past now, cement's gone up twofold from what you was first paying for
struggling.
it. So you start struggling, and then you realize this dream that you had, or this yard that you had, is not complete. And that's why when I look around Ghana, not blinded, I see so many buildings, big buildings, not complete, bro. Like, and you have to ask yourself, this is prime location. Why can't a man build? Bro, because money come and it run out or whatever happened. So you have to change the situation. So sometimes it's not coming here when it's just fun. It's coming here and seeing what it is. Because as soon as you make that transition from pounds to CD, which I've done, you start looking at 100 CDs as 100 CDs.
You know, listen, bro. No, for real.
Nah, bro. Man's talking. You want me to talk the truth,
When I first came here, I used to look at even giving a man 50 CD because we know the value of 50 CD.
It's nothing.
It's like a disrespect.
Right, it's nothing.
But now, even 20 CDs, I like.
Bro, when I'm in the cab, I'm asking for my change.
Yes!
I'm asking for my change, brother. I'm asking for my change. I'm asking for my change. It could be 2 CDs, that's my change. I want my change. When I come here February for the first time, and I came here from the UK, what? 2 CDs? I keep that, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or you go there, even when my bedrooms came out December, it's so funny because I've made the transition and I was here for my first kind of Christmas and my friends come out here. And I was seeing it because I was on CDs and they was on pounds. They was enjoying. So it was like, let's go there, let's go Bondi. Like, Brethren, slow down. I'm not on the pound no more. Don't worry, we'll go, we'll enjoy it, cool. And then you just start realizing that certain time it's like, bro, a man might burn 1,000 CDs in a day, innit? Just like that. Where, bro?
You can't do that. No way.
Nah.
If a man give 1,000 CD right now, it's a lot of
yeah.
Cherish that.
So I always say it's the mindset of you have to look at the money as what the money is. Like 100 CDs is like £100 to me right now.
And it make you start to think, boy, in your earlier time being here, you know what money
I
waste a lot of money.
Yeah, no. It's a learning curve. It's a learning curve. A lot of things out here you're not gonna get it straight away because it's a completely different system. How things are priced, especially right now, during this period of time where inflation is at an all-time high in the country right now. So what you paid last year for something is not what you're paying this year.
So I mean, even in your business right now, it must be because I have a restaurant, and I see, experience where I've traveled many countries in this world.
Yeah.
And I've never experienced where 1 week you go and buy something, next week is a different price. The following week is and it keep changing.
Today's price is not tomorrow's price.
So if somebody asks you something, the only thing except, boy, I don't even know what price it is now.
Yeah, no, of course.
Ghana experienced one price, and it's like individual could sell their own price. It's not like in the UK where you have a fixed price and you can't go up too much.
In the UK, we have regulating boards in it. So certain time you can't go past a certain point.
Yeah.
We got boards that it's an infrastructure in a sense that regulate things that it can't go past a certain point. Mind you, though, what we're experiencing right now is globally. So I could phone my brother in the UK and he'll be like, bro, the price of petrol is mad. Spoke to him, utility bills is flying right now, but but you could go from £180 to nearly £400 you're paying for utility bills in the UK right now. So I can see it's an experience that's taking place everywhere. In terms of safeguarding yourself out here, even to the extent where you gotta go into a hustler's mindset.
Yeah, man.
So it's just knowing what you can do and what you can't do, and also sometimes diversifying. Because even my missus got a job out here, so certain time it's just bringing in another form of income kind of gave us a little bit of relief, innit? So it's using what skills you might have had in the UK and trying to find how you could utilize it out here. I wouldn't tell someone to come out here off that because you will struggle. Trying to find sometimes a job in Ghana that could pay the equivalent to what you get in the UK is nigh and impossible. It's hard.
Because even certain level of job, even government job.
What you might see as a salary is not what you're used to back then. The comparison is not the same.
Because they hustle, out there they hustle. Even I get stopped by the police and the police himself looking something. The police want something.
That's his hustle. that's his hustle.
You know what's going on.
That's just people just doing their regular jobs will try and ask for a little something on top of what they're already getting paid for. That's just how things are primarily set up out here.
It's normal.
In a sense, yeah, it's acceptable, put it that way.
Because I remember one time, I had my phone, I was using it for a sat-nav. Policeman saw it, and it was an opportunity. My friend, I'm arresting you for device. You have a device in that. Remember, the traffic was like 2 miles an hour, just bumper to bumper. So I was checking to see how far away I'm turning. Because here the road is.
Yeah, I get you.
Exit would just come up.
Yeah.
So I'm there checking.
Yeah.
And then the man, anyway, he's there telling me he's arresting me, and I'm waiting for him to arrest me. So he said, it's okay. He said I see him go on the passenger side. So I'm thinking, where you going? He said he arrested me. I said, okay, you arrest me in my own car. You want me to drive you to the police station to arrest me? I said, bro, it ain't gonna happen. So then his supervisor came over and said to me, just go with him. And the guy was standing, I'm standing looking at him over the top of the car, saying, you ain't coming in my car. Then the guy said, oh, my friend, just go. So I went in the car, and in the car I was talking. No, I was driving, and he was talking to me. I wasn't saying nothing. And he said, my friend, do you realize I'm arresting you? I said, yeah. So we're going to the police station, but what I pick up, he wanted me to give him something before we get to the police station. And I decided I ain't giving him nothing. So take me to the station. When the man take me to the police station, it's almost what I realized there. Everyone was in on it. Because even in Jamaica, if a policeman want money from you, from the moment it reaches station level, you get in charge for real because he don't want your money. He can't take your money inside there. And for a police to take me inside of the station, then he leave me with the lady that run the desk. And she said to me, oh, you really want to go to court? I said, yeah. She said, oh, my brother, help yourself. I said, what do you mean by that? She won't say it's money, but she said, help yourself. How can you help yourself?
Yeah, of course.
Then I said, they hold on to my license. Then I decided, you know what? I was going for a video shoot. So I said, you know what, these people have to meet them.
They're trying to kill your time.
One only 100 CD, you know. One a bill, 100 CD. So I'm thinking, should I give? But I'm looking to get my change back.
Yeah.
I said, man, you need to leave here. We talk about change. Charlie, you need to go out there and drive well. Talking about change,
Yeah.
they tell me to leave. So they
Yeah.
take me 100, not only 100.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, these people.
Yeah,
And then
no,
I said, I ain't giving no police no money.
It's a common thing out here. How you deal with it depends on you as an individual.
Yeah.
Again, if a situation occurred and I had something to do, then sometimes it's just moving
Yeah.
the court. You know what I'm saying?
It's the time.
It's really
Wasting the time, it's a choice.
Yeah. But these are the things that sometimes take place out here that sometimes we're not people outside are not aware of.
Yeah.
Africa still has an issue with regards to corruption, which is a reality out here. But again, it's all about how you as a person operates in it. As I was saying before, Ghana is not for the faint-hearted, and I'm not gonna try and dress it up.
You have to be firm.
Yeah,
it's true.
you gotta know to a degree what it is that you're doing here, what you're trying to achieve here, and I believe try to execute accordingly. If you come out here with a false pretense that you're just gonna, and don't get me wrong, if you have like a great form of income and finances, and you just want to relax, or you reach to a certain age where you're just trying to look retirement, that's all possible.
Yeah.
Because I've seen many people here in Abri that's been here for years. That for whatever reason, Ghana's their home.
Yeah, it's
like,
true.
and you can't.
I've met
They will
many
have it.
people
Yeah,
like that, it's true.
it will be no
You
other
can't tell
way.
them nothing.
Exactly. Despite everything that we're talking about, sometimes with regards to the difficulties with, say, police or just the infrastructure or the things that are prices. But for a lot of people that have left the UK, well, I've had a lot of Jamaicans coming here, 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, been there, and they're still as much as in love with the country as when they first come. Don't get me wrong, they still tell you things are harder than when it was, but that sense of peace that they have, you can't get that
that's
from
priceless.
the West.
It's true. It's
And
true.
I think despite we can talk about the difficulties, sometimes it's always highlighting the good things.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like the immense peace that you have, sometimes the opportunities that are created for you out here. And I think a lot of things that I've experienced is manifestation, man. I could say certain things out here, brother, and it just happens.
Yes.
And I'm not like, I was raised very much in the church. I'm not as per se religious as I used to be, but I believe in God a lot. Still pray every morning, and I have a sense of there's a higher being that's in control of the world and life that is. And when you say certain things or channel yourself in a certain mindset, things start to gravitate towards you. So then, even though you're coming to me and you're saying to me, "Oh, brother, like you inspire me and you've done all of this and well done for yourself," yeah. A lot of the time, I can't even say to you how man's able to do it, because sometimes it's just I've come with the mindset of just trying to execute, and the right people have come to me. And I think it's because I always try to have a positive mindset. In Ghana here, if you have a negative mindset and you worry a lot and you complain about how the people are and this and that, brother, before you know it, you're leaving, because you draw all of that energy into you. Things will just start going wrong. You don't know why you're being cheated. I'm telling you, this is the worst place here. This is a spiritual place, brother.
True.
And this is the worst place to have a negative mindset.
True.
If you fall into a sense of depression here, yeah, forget about it. You might as well go back.
Yeah,
bro.
finish.
Nah, I'm telling you, bro.
Finish.
Because the way things will just drop on you, yeah. And I felt it, because there was a point when things weren't going right. I had deadlines in the shop here where I wanted to open, and it wasn't happening. And I fell into a little state of just not wanting to go out. And Ghana very much is a social place, so you have to kind of mix and blend with people as well. Because we don't have structure in here, a lot of Ghana works off who you know.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just being the brunt of it, bro. It's not like UK where we've got infrastructures or set ways of, okay, so you go to this place to do this, you go to this place. Out here is about who you know, brother. You can make one phone call to a man and he could clean up your situation.
Change your life.
Clean up your situation for whatever you need. So you have to be social on certain aspects. you can't come here and think I'm just gonna be for myself. And if that's your mindset, then fair enough. But I don't know how long it will last.
Yeah.
And I had to learn that very quickly, where I had to kind of like go out, even if I didn't want to go out, because someone's invited me, like someone that's come here and said that they've got their child blessing, so can you come to it? I don't know this person, what am I going for? But nah, brother, you gotta go and fellowship with them, share with them, speak to them, and reason with them. And that's how sometimes you attract different people into your space. And that's how I said when I said about forming your tribe. You start to find good people, man. Real good people, bro. Real good people. And you build your relationships off that. So I realized that to anybody that even ever interested in coming to Ghana, it's not coming to Ghana for yourself. It's coming to Ghana to understand a lot more about yourself, but also you have to socialize, brother, because you're not gonna come here and we don't have infrastructures, especially when you're trying to do business. You're not gonna go to the bank and get things like a loan and stuff like that, because certain things like our APR here is crazy. It's crazy. Loans out here, it's not even worth it, bro.
That makes sense.
So a lot of the loans or businesses is through big men out here, bro. There's big men out here, so you gotta know how to deal with big men out here. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That whole level of respect. Like I always say to people, like you gotta do your due diligence in terms of research. You gotta understand Gar people. You gotta understand Ashanti people. It's all culture, you know, out here, you know, bro. Like so. If you don't have a little understanding where you could even say something to a man or understand how culturally different they are here, sometimes you will struggle. And that comes from socializing. So for me, it's like, I know a little bit of Gar people, not per se the language, but I understand they're different to Ashanti people or Ewe or Hausa. Do you know what I'm saying? Each one has their own characteristics. It's just like, if I'm from North London, I might be different from a man from South.
Sure.
How they might flex is different from how we flex in North London. Do you know what I'm saying? But you understand there's a language, there's an understanding, there's a frequency that if you're able to break through those kind of barriers, you can develop some really good relationship. So socially, getting out and speaking to people, that's why I love this shop. Not even from I'm not rich from it yet, I'm not making loads of money, but I get to meet a lot of interesting people. And that's helped me a lot. I've had
you get like top people like
but all sorts. I mean, because it's the fish and chips, it's primarily like our unique selling point. You would get the African that has travelled. So he's already been, he or she, has already been to the UK. They might have been educated, because a lot of how things work out here is like, you might get a young person that did uni in the UK, and then come back to Ghana and set up a business. So they already, uni days, I used to go and buy fish and chips and stuff like that. So I'm not talking to a person that sometimes is just been in Ghana. They have a wider perspective of what life is like in the UK. And sometimes what they're doing here in Ghana is support, like they could be a doctor, they was in the UK for a little bit, he could be a lawyer, we've had doctors, lawyers. So already the platform of people that I get to introduce with has opened me up to just see a whole different Ghana, and then you build your relationships through that. Do you see what I'm saying?
So what would you say is your customer base?
I mean,
mostly.
You're primarily, okay, so initially when we was just first doing fish and chips, it was more like diasporas. But then obviously we added chicken, fried rice to the menu to cater more for the Ghanaian market, to a point where the chicken and rice started to do a little bit better than
the chicken and rice too?
Yeah, we do chicken and rice, man. We do a jerk chicken and we do a barbecue chicken as well.
I thought it was just
No, we do, well, we had to.
So you never told
my man did the jerk chicken and everything. And we do creamy mash and everything. But we have to do that, bro. We can't just do fish and chips, bro. We can't.
It was this moment. Everyone witnessed the moment of discovery. I never know you did. I thought you were just exclusively.
No. You can't. So you wouldn't be able to survive. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Because the funny thing is, I was gonna ask you why you know add.
No. So we had the grilled chicken. So the grilled chicken, we had 2 glazes on it. We have jerk and we have barbecue. We also do fried rice and we do creamy mash. The thing is like I don't want to go too deep into things like wache or jollof rice, because it takes away what we're doing.
What kind of rice? Jollof?
No, jollof rice. So jollof rice is their dish.
That's the jollof queen. But
the thing is, it's like I wouldn't go to a Chinese man and get curry goat.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
True.
So why would they come to me and get jollof rice? Do you know what I'm trying to say? You have to be realistic on what your strengths are, innit? Like I always looked at it as like, if you want pizza, you go to
Pizza Hut.
you go to Domino's, you go to Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
If you want burger, you go Burger King. You want chicken, you go KFC.
True.
So my lane is, you want fish and chips, you come Captain Young.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to go too far, but you have to accommodate that, because even KFC does jollof rice.
Yeah.
Because they realize we're in Ghana, so you have to give the locals do you know what I'm saying, in order to open up your market. So for us, we just kept it simple. We added chicken, we added fried rice.
And how's that doing?
Yeah, no, it's doing well, man. I can't lie. We had one of these YouTuber guys. It was a Ghanaian one that came here, and he tried the food. He really loved it. This is the first time he's ever tried fish and chips. And sometimes you have to be mindful, because their version of fish and chips, they probably like just the fish fried as a regular fish with the chips itself. And sometimes they're not even used to chips. Like how it's from the potato. They're used to fries.
I notice here they use a lot of yam chip.
Yeah. So yam chips is what they love. Yeah, they love yam chips.
I don't like.
Yeah, and I'm not really a big fan personally of yam chips, but we had to put yam chips on the menu as well, brother. Yeah, we do yam chips as well. But we can't.
Business man.
But we can't. Yeah,
serious
you can't come here and try and think, because a person told me, the diaspora will come and spend, but it's the Ghanaians that will keep you going.
True.
Do you know what I'm saying? So you got to be realistic of where you are.
When they're in town, they'll come.
And not think twice, spend whatever, and go back. But at the end of the day, when they're not here, and I've seen it now because I'm nearly to a whole year of doing business here. It's like the quiet period starts from when the schools are off. So from about June, July, it gets quiet because everybody's travelled. Yeah. So at that time, I was like, right, why is it so quiet? And I realised, right, my main market is gone. So it's like you rely on what's here to come. And at that time, the chicken and rice was doing way more than the actual fish and chips. So you kind of know, okay, cool. This is the time when Ghanaians or diasporas have travelled. So sometimes it's just understanding how the market works and then dealing with it accordingly. Right. But you have to offer something for the Ghanaians. They're the people. It's the people, bro.
Listen, your story. You need to write a book. You did well. I mean, like I said, even I'm learning even more stuff. You understand? Because I didn't know the last time when I came here. I didn't know. No,
we have to.
I thought it was just fish and chips.
No, we had to do the chicken, and they like the jerk because they like pepper. Every Ghanaian, like you can.
There's no pepper here.
Brother, I struggled with that. That's why I say it. It's like what gets me sometimes. You could go anywhere and eat out here, and if you don't tell them don't put pepper, the way they'll pepper your food, sometimes it spoils the food. For me personally, because it's just too hot and I can't enjoy it.
Trevor, he love pepper.
I can't enjoy it.
That man will eat a whole one by himself. Trevor don't even cut his pepper and just bite it.
Yeah, but no, a lot of the time when I go, I tell them like, please no pepper in the meal, because sometimes it's not for me. Not really. But out here so the jerk chicken works well because it gives them that spice that they crave, and then when they have it with the fried rice, it's really nice. So yeah, man.
Bro, this place is lovely. I mean, you did well.
Thank you.
You did some really, it stand out.
Thank
Would you give someone who want to come to Ghana, especially doing a business like yourself, or do some form of business? What would be your advice straight away?
I think it's understanding the whole legal system out here, and it's doing a lot of research, because I'm in, like, say, the hospitality industry. There's certain requirements. Ghana's not. I think sometimes people have the perception like they've got, even though there's not necessary infrastructure, they have got things in place, and it functions in a way where they could just turn up and say, I'm from this place, and where's your paperwork? And you're looking like, huh? But no one told me. So what are you doing? You think you can just come out here and do business and you just get all the money and you ain't?
It don't work like that.
Yeah, you don't work like that. So you have to really ask around people that are kind of like. My first protocol was when we came here. We linked up with some really good people.
1 second. Who's this calling? Yeah. Hey, Sammy, let me call you back, yeah? All right, yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, when we first came to Ghana, we linked up with some really cool people. I never forget, I met up with this guy called Alfred. He was from a company called L-Beam in Jolu. And he kind of like has, they specifically focus on real estate. So they had apartments and everything like that. And for some reason, he really liked us. And he helped us out quite a lot in terms of initially, when my missus first came to Ghana, she came here before us. With the kids, and he was able to give her accommodation. It weren't free, but we was paying for it. But he was able to facilitate that for her. During that week that we came, and we was building with him, and we contacted him, and we stayed. That's what I'm saying about relationships. We still kept in contact with him when we was in the UK. And he's a big man. He's a doctor. But when we said to him, the missus needs to come. Do you have any apartments at your places where she can stay? He was able to offer her an apartment where she could stay in the meantime before she found her feet. And it's me and my brother were still in the UK, sending down money to the missus to set up the shop. So my advice to someone trying to do business out here is you've got to do immense research. Try to go into establishment and ask about maybe the owner and ask questions. I think a lot of questions that you have can get answered. I feel sometimes Ghana's not a place where I could go into certain places and ask for certain information, and you can get that information, depending on what your approach is like. I'm interested in this. Where did you get that from? And they will tell you. I think sometimes as well, even though before I was saying my accent, it's a gift and a curse. It's knowing how to use it and when to use it. The similarities between Grenada and Ghana here, because I had that connection between Ghana and Grenada. I kind of understood about like even just how the roads are and stuff like that. So like the structure reminds me a lot of.
In comparison, what's it?
Okay, so for instance, we have sorrel. They have sobolo.
What's that?
It's a sorrel drink. What we have.
Sobolo.
So they have sobolo. It's just like sorrel.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, that's what they call it.
Sobolo.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? It's called sobolo.
Another new word today. Yesterday was
sobolo. I used to sell it here.
What's that new word yesterday?
Yeah.
Being vegetarian.
Oh, Presbyterian.
Presbyterian. Have you heard it before?
Yeah, Presbyterian.
I've never heard that. I'm the last guy.
Yeah. So they have versions of food here. So you can see where our dietary comes from, right? In a sense where you can see the influence of Africans and Indians on the island, and then it just blends into what we have as Caribbean food. Do you know what I'm saying? Guache is a bit like rice and peas in a sense, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying? So there's elements of here. So I think the fact that my parents used to always bring me to Grenada all the time, and the environment, especially in Tottenham, we had a lot of Ghanaians as well. So I wasn't too far away from the culture. Hence the reason why we could even call the place here Captain Yao. So Yao means Thursday born. Yeah, so that's the reason.
I was going to ask you how you come up with that.
Yeah, so Thursday born. So because I was born predominantly in a Seventh-day Adventist household, we used to have to go church every Saturday, and most of the members there was a large Ghanaian community, and they used to call me president, and they used to call my brother captain.
President Clinton.
Yeah, and they used to call my brother captain because he was a very serious guy, and then so it was always captain and president, and then when we found out his name on the Thursday was Yao, we kind of put the two together, Captain Yao.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard it on the video. Captain, yeah. Makes sense. So Captain and Yao together.
Yeah, Captain Yao, and then it kind of made sense with fish and chips. You know what I'm saying? The captain. So yeah, that's how we actually came up with the name. So.
Yeah, man. Well, it's you know, I get wealth of information right here. People who are there who, like you said, you have to understand your circle, you understand your environment, respect your environment, and one of the things is financially, respect money, respect currency.
Yeah,
Don't
100%.
come like we all experience that. We come here and you have a certain amount of money. You look at, it's 100 CDs, so it's about £10. You're thinking in your head what you would do with £10.
Yeah.
£10 charge is nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Here is something.
Yeah, it is.
You understand? So,
Yeah, it really is.
bro, thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate you, man.
And
Thank
enough
you, man.
respect, bro.
I appreciate
and
you, brother.
did well. Congratulations. I love it. I love.
Thank
and
you, Taz.
every time I come through, I will come through and keep
keep up
update. Yeah,
I
to make
appreciate that,
people
man.
know what's going on. Because
And I appreciate people like yourself. At the same time, anybody that can highlight aspects of different people's journeys, good or bad, it helps people have a wider perspective of decisions that they might want to make in terms of.
It helped me.
Yeah, and me also. Yeah.
Trust me, because when I saw what you were doing, and like I said, for the fact that you was from the UK, it make it easier.
Yeah.
Because even if it's the next man down here and who was Ghanaian and he's from Ghana telling your story, he wouldn't have that impact.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's almost like you from where I'm from, so you move and you done it.
Yeah, right.
So it's okay, all right. What was his mindset? That's what I'm thinking. What was it? Then I start to hear your story. I'm like, you know what? I'm going. You know what I mean? So thank you for that.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
You know, appreciate it, bro. Appreciate you
Cool,
and
man.
everything you do.
Appreciate
so
it,
keep
brother.
up the good work.
Thank you, man.
All right, bless you.
Best.